All right, this is assignment number, yesterday, we said it was 37, 39, and 40, and today is the 40 side. So what we're going to do, we said yesterday, in fact, I'll just maybe do...
We should do what happens to the peanut who went walking late.
All right. Yeah, this is the one that you had to do yesterday. But I'm just going to do one of the problems right here, okay, of what you're going to do today. I'm only going to do one, and then we're going to flip it over to your worksheet. So this is today, it is dizzy division. What do you do with dizzy division? Who remembers? Leave, change, flip. So we're going to factor it out. We're going to try to flip it at the same time. So on this one, that 3x stays. Okay. Who knows how we can factor this here? Who knows how we can get x squared? X times x. How can we get, we're doing this problem 19 from your packet from the enrichment. All right, so this is dizzy division today where we're going to leave, change, and flip. So, yeah, such that they sum to this. So is it 9 times 4? I think that's it. So 9 and 4, the signs are the same. They both have to be what? Positive. But then we're going to flip this other one. I'm going to flip it and make it a multiplication so that 15 is going to go on top. In fact, I'm actually going to factor that into 3 times 5. But it's going to go on the top. And then what can we pull out of that 4x plus 36? 4. And what's left is 4 times what will give you x?
1.
1x plus 4 times what will give you 36?
9.
9. I've got one up here, and you'll have to come again. Is 9. So, do you see anything that will reduce on top and bottom? You can take it to your table. Does anybody see a binomial that will reduce out? X plus 9. X plus 9 divided by x plus 9 reduces out. What about the 3 and the 3? That reduces out. And nothing else. So what we're left with, and we usually put the number in front, we're left with 5 times that x plus 4 over what's left is, who knows what's left?
4x.
4x. Now, do you think I can cross out this x with an x in a binomial? No. You have to take the whole binomial or none of it. So that's the gist of what we're doing. And again, I'm going to start recording every single day. So if you miss something, it will be on the YouTube, Shorak YouTube uploads. Then, so we're going to flip it over to, you're only going to have 9 problems. It's not going to be bad. So let's go ahead. Usually the bottom ones are the hardest. Let's see if there's any. Oh, I see what we're going to do. Okay. So, again, this is dizzy division. So first of all, I'm going to put a 1 here so I know how I'm going to be flipping. So we're going to leave, change, flip, and I think we'll flip on your paper. So on the number 9, let's start factoring right away. So who knows the only thing that comes out on this first binomial? An n. In fact, I'm going to start it a little bit above because then I'm going to do, yeah, I'm going to start a little bit above because I don't want to rewrite the whole thing. Is an n comes out, and what's left is n squared minus 25. I put it above because I'm going to put the complete factoring right here. So who knows, here's a perfect square, here's a perfect square.
What about the 4?
I sort of forgot about the 4. I owe you candy. So that's 4 times, very good. Right. So this still is a perfect square. This is a perfect square. And it's the difference of perfect square. So we're going to bring that single n down. And this could be factored again into 2 binomials. What's the root of the 4n squared? 2n. Times 2n. What's the root of the 25? 5 and 5. And what's going to give me a negative? A what and a what? A positive and a negative, such that if I did the positive 2 times 5, which is 10, and a negative 5 times 2, which is negative 10, it would drop out. So we've got the top. Then go to the bottom number. This one's a little challenging. So on this one, nothing factors out. So if you've got a number in front, what do I have to do with that front and the last? Yeah, we're going to multiply, but we're going to sort of keep them apart. So I'm going to put it way over to the side because we still have to put another fraction here. So I'm going to put it way over to the side, which is 3 times 5. And it's the last sign is a plus, which means we're going to sum our factors to get a negative 16. So who happens to know, by the way? Okay. The signs also have to be the same. Who knows what the signs are going to be?
Positive or negative and negative.
Negative and negative. They have to be the same. And we've got those negatives, so it has to be negative, negative. So again, 3 times 5, such that it sums to the negative 16. So what are the only factors of 3? Only factors of 3 is what? 3 times 1. What's the only factors of 5? 5 times 1. Does anybody know the combination?
5 and 3 and 1 and 1.
There you go. 5 times 3 will give us the 15, and 1 times 1 will give us a 1. And that will sum to, both of them have to be negative. That will sum to the negative 15. So again, this is our first number. That 3. So this 3 and 1 is going to be our first numbers in the binomial. So it's going to be 3n times 1n. And then the 3 connects to the 5. So that 3 was on the outside, so it connects to the 5 on the outside. And the 1 connected with the 1. And that 1n is on the inside, it connects to the 1 on the inside. And always take the time to go 1 times n is my 1n, 3 times 5 is my 15n, negative, and that sums to my negative 16. Then, times. We're going to leave, change, flip. There's no, oh. So where is this 34m to the 8th 4 going to go? Top or bottom? It's going to go on the, that would be a nightmare. Okay, so here's where we're going to flip right here. So that 1's going to come up to the top, and then this is going to go on the bottom. So what can come out of the 10 and the 25?
5.
Is a 5. So 5 times what? Is it 2n?
Plus 5 squared.
Will give us the 10n plus, is it 5 times 5n or just 5?
5.
Just 5. 5 times 5 is at 25. So we've got everything, is it squared?
Yes.
But there's no square here.
Oh.
All right. So look at it now. Is there anything that you can cross out on top and bottom?
2n plus 5.
Oh, that's not much. Oh. 2, wait a second. Yeah, 2n plus 5. Is that it?
Yes.
That doesn't seem right. I don't even see that answer.
A.
Oh, I think you're right. Okay.
No, we use 2n minus 5.
Well, that's what's left though.
That's what it is.
So we've got n.
Oh my God.
Okay. So
Oh, I
what?
crossed out the wrong one.
Yeah. So what's left is the n times 2n minus 5 is n times 2n minus 5. And then on the bottom it is a 5 is left. So we usually put the numbers in front. 5 times those two. So it's going to be a 5 times the 3n minus 1 and the n minus 5. And which one did you think it was?
A.
Yeah, and these, by the way, can be switched around, but that is it. That I don't like. Okay, so that number 9 is the A. So where you see the 9, you're going to put, and there might be more than one. In fact, there are. Here's an A, and here's an A.
Right there next to the 7.
Oh, there's another one. Okay, thank you. All right, then, well, but that wasn't a mistake. Okay. All right, so the one I want to go to is the number 4. Okay. So the number 4, I'm going to start with the right side. So the number 4, I know that I need a fraction here. We're going to leave, change, and flip. So on the flip one, where is the m minus 8 going to go?
Bottom.
On the bottom. So that's easy. And this 3m plus 18 is going to go on the top, but can I factor something out first?
3.
A 3. And what is left?
After 6.
Is m plus 6. Very good. Okay. And then the other one, okay. Well, in fact, I'm going to do the bottom first because there's something messed up about this. Who thinks they know what's messed up about the top
The
number?
2m. The 2m is
Well, the fact that all of these m's usually are the highest power going down, the highest power going down, the highest power going down. This one, it's got the m last, and we're going to have to switch it somehow, and I'll show you that in a second. But let's factor the bottom one. Okay. This is a difference. A difference of my two factors will give me a 2. Who thinks they know what two numbers we're going to multiply that by? And my signs are going to be different. What? The difference of 12 and 2 is 10. Again, we have to have the difference. 1 times 24. Nope. 6 times 4 would be a difference of 2. But we need more of what?
positive.
Positive. So where's the 6 going to go? With the negative or the positive?
Positive.
With the positive. And 4. And the front number is easy. It's going to be what times what?
M.
M times m. Such that if I took the inside negative 4 and the positive 6m, it would be that. All right. But now you see that the m is always first. On this one, the m is not first. So this is a little tricky, and we'll start it up here. When you see it turned around, you need to factor out a negative 1, and I'm going to do it right here. I'm going to factor out a negative 1. I'm going to put a new parentheses, and when I do that, both of these signs are going to change. So this negative 2m becomes a what? A positive. So put it in the front. Positive 2m. The positive 16 becomes a what?
Negative 8.
A negative 8. So again, if I went negative 2m, it would be negative 2m here. A negative times negative, that's a 16. Why did somebody say 8?
Who said 8?
I don't know, somebody said 8. A negative times negative is my positive 16. So now with this, so this is gone. So now with this, we'll bring it down here. Is there anything that will come out of the 2m and the 16?
8.
A 2, not an 8.
Oh.
All right, so negative 2, and what do we have left? 2 times m minus 2 times what will give us 16?
8.
8. Okay. And now I think we're ready to go. Do you see anything that cancels off?
M plus 6 and M
Okay.
minus 8.
M plus 6, and what else?
M minus 8.
M minus 8, the whole thing. So you're left with, on the top, a what? What's negative 2 times 3?
Negative 6.
Negative 6 over what?
M minus 4.
M minus 4. So do we see that? I hope so.
I.
It is the letter I. So it's the same thing because it's on the outside. So that is going to be the negative 6 over M minus 4. And that is the 4 gets the letter I. And there's no more 4s. Okay. Which one looks like another hard one? Number 7, 8? Probably 7, yeah. Okay, so on the number 7, so let's go ahead and look at the top number. How are we going to get our n squared?
N and N.
N and n. Who knows what our signs are going to be?
Minus and plus.
A minus and a plus, because that last one tells you that. And besides telling you it's going to be two different signs, it says you're going to take the difference of the factors of 12 to get a -1. So the numbers have to be very close together. Who knows what two numbers multiply to give you 12?
6 and 2.
But that's not close together.
3 and 4.
3 and 4. So 3 times 4. And we need more negatives. So the 4 is going to go with the negative. The 3 is going to go with the positive, such that if I check that out, that would be positive 3n minus 4n would be the -1n. Okay. Then this one on the bottom is not fun. Why is this one not fun?
Because it's not fun.
Because you can't factor anything out at all. So on this one again, if you have a front number, what do you have to do with the back number?
Multiply.
Yeah, and so we're going to take, because I know I have another fraction, I'm going to bring it way over to the side. I'm going to put my 2 times 18, and I don't like this one because 18 could be 1 times 18, 2 times 9, 3 times 6. So this is going to be a little bit of trial and error, such that at least it's a positive at the back, so my factor should sum to a -15. And by the way, who knows what both of the signs are going to be? They're both going to be negative. They have to be the same. And they're both going to be negative. So let's see what we can do. I'm going to use a pencil. So on this one, it is going to be 1 times 2. Who thinks they know what it is? You think 6 and 3?
It is.
Oh, that's it. Okay, good. Such that 2 times 6 is 12, and 1 times 3 is 3. And both of those sum to 15. So again, this is our first number, the 2n squared. So these two go in the first section of each binomial. So 1n times 2n. So 1n times 2n. Is that right? Does that come to? Yeah, 2n squared. Then the 2 is connected with the 6. So let's see where we put the 2. So the 2 is on the inside. It connects with the 6 on the inside, which gives us our 12n. And then the other number, the 1, is connected with the 3. So the 1 is connected with the 3. And that gives us our 3n, which comes to that 15. This is a lot of work. Times, because we're going to leave, change, flip. So as we're flipping, which one's going to go on top?
2 and...
There you go, this one. So can we factor anything out of that one? Yes, we can.
Oh, n.
N what?
Squared.
N squared.
Oh.
This we're putting this one on the top. So n squared can come out. And then who knows what's left on this one? Yeah, 2 and a single n. 2 and a single n. Minus, if we took out the whole 9 squared, just
9.
the 9 is left. Huh, is that not going to factor out? Okay. Then, so this one here is going to go on the bottom. So there's 2 things you can factor out. Who knows one of them?
3n.
A 3 and an n. And then 3n times what will give you 3n squared? A single n minus 3n times what will give you 12n?
4.
Just 4. Very good. Okay. Oh, that was awful. That was awful. Okay, so is there anything that you can take out on top and bottom? We can take out the n minus 4. Don't tell me that's it after all that work. I think, well, there's one other thing. Can we reduce this right here?
Yes.
So I'm going to have an n left, who knows where? On top or bottom. But wait a second. The rule is if this is a 1, you subtract. Yeah. So this is going to be gone. So I'm going to have a single n. So my final answer is this is going to go in the front. So it's 2 minus 1 is n, a single n. And then these just stay there. Unfortunately, they did not factor out. And 2n minus 9. After all that work. Okay, and then what's left in the front is the 3. The single 3 goes way in the front. And then these 2 are going to go behind. That's all we can do. Is that one there somewhere?
Yes.
It is the S. Again, they're switched out of order, but it doesn't matter. So that comes, oh my gosh. The rest of them are going to reduce a little bit more. So that's probably the worst one. So the 7 gets the S. Oh, there's lots of those. 7 gets S. Is that right? Okay. All right, then. Let's see. We'll go ahead and do the 8. We'll fill it, and then we'll only have a couple to do. So, on the number 18, so it's going to be 8. So it's going to be 17m n to the third, and let's factor this out. So, who knows on this one, are the signs going to be the same or different?
Different.
They have to be different. By the way, how can we get an m squared?
M and M.
M. This tells us our signs are going to be different. And we're going to take the difference to get a 2. So if the difference is only 2 on the factors of 35, the numbers have to be close together. Who thinks they know what 2 they are?
7 and 5.
7 and 5. And we need more positives. So with the 7 and 5, the positive has to go with the 7. So it's going to be 7 times 5. All right. Then on, again, leave, change, flip. So this one that I'm circling is going to go on the top. And what can we factor out of that?
M.
Factor out the m. And what's left is m plus what? Plus 7. And then the other one is on the bottom, 34 m. In fact, here's something that you can do. I don't know if you'll get it, but I see there's 1 m here, and there's 8 m's here. So I'm actually going to factor that out right now. I'm going to put m1 to m7. Are those two m to the 8th? Yeah. And I'm going to do the same thing with that n to the 4th, because we're going to be able to cross out an n to the 3. So I'm going to bring this down as n to the 3rd times n to the 1st, which it's still that n to the 4th. And you'll see why I do that in a second. So we factored out everything. Everything. Is there anything that you can reduce?
M plus 7.
M plus 7. Okay. And then, oh, well, you know what? Actually, I'm going to be able to cross out 2 m's. So I'll start with that n to the 3rd. Can we cross out the n to the 3rd?
Yes.
We can cross out n to the 3rd, and that's why I did it, so I can find a match. Then what else can I cross out?
M.
Yeah, and I didn't see this one, or I would have made this m squared, but it's okay. So we'll cross out one of them with this one. And then if I cross out this one, how many m's are going to be left on the bottom?
M plus 6.
it's going to be m to the 6. I'm going to cross that out because we're crossing out one of those m's. And then, does 17 go into 34?
Yes.
So 17 goes into 17 once. 17 goes into 34 twice. So I think that's it. So the parentheses always go last. So let's see, do we have anything left on top? We've got nothing except, who knows what's going to be left on top?
1.
A 1. When you're down and you've crossed out your last thing, insert a 1. So it's going to be 1 over, and we've got to circle these here. Okay. So this is going to go first. 2 m to the 6th, n, and then also then the parentheses is last. And I think that should be it.
L.
That is it. And I'm just going to put that, this is on the paper, because I don't want to, unless you want to move it over. So this is the number 8 gets the letter L. So the number 8 gets the letter L. And that's it. We could actually finish this up. Okay. How about I'm going to do 2 more, and then you'll just have 1, 2, and 3. Will that work? Okay. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go in opposite order. The number 6. Okay. The number, oh, that's easy. That number 6 on top is the difference of perfect squares. Who thinks they know the 2 binomials?
M plus n and n minus n.
M plus n, m minus n. They're exactly the same except the sign, and that's why there is no middle. Positive nm and negative n will cancel out, so that is it. Oh, this is a perfect trinomial. Has a perfect root, and we'll see. Okay, so let's go ahead and, how am I going to get m squared? M. The signs are going to be the same, and they're both going to be what? Positive. What's the only way to get an n squared? N and n, such that when they're exactly the same, you will have a middle that's a positive nm, and another positive nm gives, oh, I'm sorry, you couldn't see it, gives me 2 nm's, or mn's. Is that what we got? Yeah, so that's right here. So then times, so I know factored that correct. Then this bottom one comes to the top over what can come out of this here. There's 2 things that can come out.
Mn.
An m and an n. So we can pull out an m and an n. And then let's see what's left. If we pull out 1m, we'll only have 1m left. And we pulled out that n, so we don't have any n. Minus, we're pulling out 1m, so that m is going to be gone, and 1n. So what's going to be left here?
N.
Just an n. Okay. And then what can we cross out?
N minus.
Oh yeah, m. We can take out m plus n, and m minus n, m minus n. Okay. Can we take out, look at these right here, can we take out an m?
Yes.
So if we take out 1m on the bottom, what's going to be left on the top?
This is n.
So it's just 1m. Right, then, so what's left is 7m, and on the bottom I have to put this n first, and then what's left on the bottom is also that parentheses. And I think that's it. Is that there somewhere?
W.
Yes, it is the W, so this one is small enough that I'm going to go ahead and put it here. N and m plus n. And cross that off. And so that is the 6, which gets the W, and only 1 6.
Oh, I think I already know this.
No.
It was
Don't. Ugh. That's pretty good. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the number 5. This is going to be the last one. All right, so the number 5 is, what can we pull out of this 12n minus 36?
6.
How about a 12? So on the number 5, we can pull out a 12 of n minus 6. Okay. Trinity, do you have a question? All right. So on this one, by the way, what's wrong with this? Who knows what's wrong with this one? It's backwards. So this is one I've got to pull out a negative, and we'll do it right up here. So I'm going to pull out a negative, and then this negative 2n squared becomes a what?
N.
It becomes a positive 2n squared, and you move it to the front. That positive 9 becomes a what?
A negative 9.
A negative 9. So now we've got the difference of perfect squares. So it's going to be negative binomial times a binomial. How can we get n squared? N and n. How could we get 9? 3 times 3. What are the signs going to be such that we're going to end up with a negative? Positive and a negative. Then we're at leave. Now we have to change and flip. So we're going to put that bottom one first on the top. What's going to come out of that?
N.
Is 1n. What's going to be left?
N plus 3.
Very good. N plus 3. And then we're going to bring this 8n to the 5th here. All righty. Is there anything you can cross out?
N plus 3.
N plus 3.
Oh, okay. N plus 3.
And you can take out the N from the top.
Oh, okay. We can take out 1n here. So if I take 1n here, how many are going to be left on the bottom?
4.
4. And then can I reduce the 8 and the 12?
Yes.
What goes into both? 4. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So we're ready to go. So we've got nothing here. We've got 3 times n minus 6. So we've got 3 times n minus 6. Oops, that's going to run in. I'll leave it. So 3 times n minus 6. Over here, I've got to put my numbers first. So we've got 2 times what?
Negative 2 and 4.
Well, yeah, the negative 2n to the 4th times any parentheses that'll have 2n to the 4th times this parentheses. And is that answer there?
No.
Oh no. Oh, catastrophe.
Wait, let me see.
$12. Don't tell me I made a mistake.
Wait.
Okay, hold on. 3. I
Can't
see.
you like reduce N minus 6?
So let's admit 3 times n is the 12n minus, oh, here, this is the problem right here. Nobody caught me. 12 times 3 is 36, not 12 times 6. Teacher's busted. But I found it. So this should be, this is going to make it a lot nicer. So 12, do you all see what I did? 12 times 3
Basically right.
is that 36. So then what else can we cross off?
N minus 3.
N minus 3, n minus 3. So it's going to be, what, the only thing that's left is the 3 on top. Okay, is the 3 on top and 2n to the 4th, the negative 2n to the 4th. Is that answer there?
Yes,
Yes.
B.
B.
Okay, good. So that is, and go ahead and put the letter D. Number 5 is D. Here it is. Okay. So people, all you have are 1, 2, and 3. We don't have a lot of time, but hopefully you'll get it done in another class. What's that? You're what? Oh, yeah, yes. Okay, pick anything. Oops. And if it's the, okay, good. All right, good. Okay.